Good morning, Internet. It has been a hot minute. And I have a little bit of time on my hands now. So I thought I'd come back for a little bit, complain about some things, try some new things to drink, and see what all you lovely humans have been doing in the meantime. I got a text from my friend Greg, just making sure I was alive, so I figured this is a good way to tell everyone I am alive. Although, you might be able to watch the news, I guess, and I'll be alive. Did some skate park stuff the other day, of which the news was interested. Hello, Tyler, good morning. Do you guys find this music calming? What if I add to it a little bit? Give it a little bit more dream stuff. Baba Booey, yeah. Tyler. Hey, here's a cool thing, Tyler. You were replaced by Mike Kinney as Archie, which is amazing. Like, such an incredible follow-up to our baby legacy. Or our baby's legacy, I guess it is. Tyler, this morning I'm going to be drinking La Croix Pamplemousse Mousse. I don't even know what flavor that is. I mean, I guess it's a fruit that I'm unaware of, that I've never come across in my life because I haven't been in the French Riviera as much as maybe I once was when that fruit was prominent. I was going to try this gross I say it's a gross thing. It's not. The festive cherry, feisty cherry. I really liked the idea of this. I really liked it the first 8 times I drank it, and then it just got oh my goodness. It's kind of like drinking not spicy, fake spicy cough syrup. We're gonna do it anyways. All right. Hey Tyler, since you're the first one watching, what do you want me to drink first? The Diet Coke or the La Croix? You let me know. Ugh. In the meantime, here's the thing. I'm gonna be older than younger soon. And the light thing won't work right on this. There we go. And one of the things I like to complain about often is the lack of thought that goes into whether you should text message someone, call someone, email someone, or mail someone something. And the problem in 2019 is that all those avenues, possibly other than text or Facebook messaging, but even then it's sort of suspect, is bogus. And it's because of crap like this. I don't know if this is backwards for you guys or you can read this. I get these once a day. This is a photo of the outside of my house saying, most hilariously of all, "Dear William, my name is Mac, and I'm looking to buy your property at Avon Road. I can give you a cash offer on the spot. Call me." Mac used to be my neighbor on Avon Road. So, I mean, I know that these are generated off Google Street Views, and there's somebody who sold this awful idea and software to a bunch of bogus, quick flip property people. But god damn it, it makes getting any kind of communication really miserable and really not. It makes. I think this is why. Okay, this is a better example. Amazon. I think everyone likes Amazon because it's something they get in the mail that they know they asked for. It's not crap, right? And the majority of calls I get on my phone are crap. The majority of emails I get are crap. The majority of physical mail I get is crap. And so, is it any surprise that all my bills are late and that I didn't know that something came in the mail that was important, because my mail is literally 80% of this like BS. Ah. That rant over. All right, Tyler, you wanted the Coke, yes? Hello, Bobby Johns. Good morning. All right. For those of you just tuning in, Tyler wants me to try this Feisty Cherry Diet Coke this morning. So there's this thing that I really liked when I saw some Italians do it, and it's when they finish any beverage and they have red wine left, they pour that into their espresso or their Fernet or whatever they happen to have at the table, just to be so fucking extra Italian. And this tastes like you had a Coke and then you poured something else that wasn't supposed to go into it. And so it does have almost like that fruity wine taste in it, but it's also, well, I don't know. And I think I liked this at first, the first couple times I had it, because maybe it was a new taste, but now it just tastes like cardboard and old red wine and Diet Coke, like very, very crisp Diet Coke. Ugh, and it makes you burp. I paid for the LaCroix. I paid for all these, so I feel obligated to drink them as you know, the child of, or the grandchild of parents who were around for World War II. You can't throw anything away or waste money on whatever, so that's how I'm gonna die. Speaking of not dying too soon, I bought an Apple Watch so that I could live to be 40. It's not a Pip-Boy or a Cyberdeck, but it's pretty close. It monitors my heart, which is nice. I feel loved in a weird way. And it tells me to stand up when I've been sitting down too much. That's an interesting new thing in my life. A little robot telling me what to do all the time. Sure, Tyler, I'll pour the LaCroix down the drain for $1. Hello? Hello? That's what I'm saying. Trash calls all the time. Although, interestingly enough, I do have a random text message from Haley Toyota about my inspection sticker needing to be done. Which I guess that's nice spam. I guess it's not all bad. But that's the outlier for sure. That's 1 out of every, 400. Oh. You hear that? Do you hear that sound in my neck? That's me dying every time I get some crap like this. The funny thing is, when I get the calls or I get the text about selling my house, I'm very upfront. $300,000 cash, it is yours. I will walk away. And they just often believe that we're too far apart. Isn't that the way, though, with spam? We're always going to be too far apart. Marcos, hello. Haven't seen you in a million years. I hope you're well. Oh, guys, what else we got this morning? Apparently Slayer is coming to the Salem Civic Center, which is every one of my 14-year-old dreams. And in addition to that, they're coming with Primus and Ministry, which I can't tell you how much of a teenage fantasy that was of mine. I would have cried if I was 14 and that had happened here. I would have gone to the show and I would have wept for however long the show is. Although I will say, having seen Ministry too many times, Ministry post 2000 made me, it killed the 14-year-old inside of me. How about that? And it made me be very honest about that thing where everyone believes that the music they listened to when they were 14 was better because they just loved being 14. It was the first time I was like, maybe the music I listened to when I was 14 wasn't better. Thanks a fucking lot, Ministry. Ugh. Blah. We're listening to Debussy this morning. That seems appropriate. It's like morning music. It makes me feel like, in a way, that this is Mr. Rogers. Because why not? And I have a feeling that it will dodge, or at least with some delay on it, it will dodge. God, this... I don't know if I can drink any more of that Coke. In a way, it makes me feel like you can dodge the whatever Facebook's bot that scrapes for uncopyrighted music or copyrighted music. Josh, good morning. We're just sitting here talking about how gross this stuff is. This diet, feisty Coke. How about this? What if I do this? It sounds real bad with that delay. I'm gonna leave a little bit in there. Now it just sounds like a dumb coffee shop or the end of a romantic comedy from the mid-90s. How about some this is a weird thing, study beats. Like, why can't I... It's such a specific genre, if that's even a real genre. These kind of playlists on YouTube. I'm gonna do this. Can we make that do? Anyways. Yeah, the lo-fi beats thing is a weird concept to me. I mean, I like it. But it's also like, they're all like, to study by, to like chill out in a very specific manner by. And I don't know. I guess this helps you study. It's kind of like the new Muzak, if you think about it. Remember, Muzak was like, you know, hey, play this Muzak so that you can increase productivity in the workplace, or play this Muzak record to increase buying at your shopping mall. Sorry, Tyler. I'm messing around with this board, so I'm trying to figure out how much fun I can have by doing it. Also, I'm going to use that later as a point to emphasize things like, hey guys, did you hear that new thing about the border? But yeah, it's just the new music, lo-fi beats. Hey, speaking of beats, I was made aware of some rapper named JID. Yeah, Jid. And when I was looking him up, it was like, hey, here's another suggested gentleman you may like. Let me pull him back up. Ski Mask the Slump God, which, again, I'm almost 40, so I don't know who Ski Mask is, but I will say this. Ski Mask the Slump God is the greatest name for a rapper who has ever lived. Including, and adding to that fact, is that his Twitter is Sir Ski Mask. Perfect. I should get all the cheesy morning sound effects. That, whoa, you know what the deal is though? No matter what sound effects you have, like the Ruga and all those like things, the spinner, like it will never be as funny or as amazing to me as the air horn. The air horn is the forever sound effect, in my opinion, and the best one. Hey, speaking of sound, is my voice hot? Is this good? I mean, I can sort of hear myself, but I don't know what it needs. Maybe a little bit more low. I'm running this through, you guys, Josh, you guys will like this. You guys are tech people, media people. I'm running this through my Zoom live track, which has been like my favorite purchase. If you guys listen to any of the stuff on Radio Free Roanoke or the Matt and Will Listens Records and all that stuff, I'm doing that all through this like live track. And it's like 12 same time digital tracks. It's amazing. Go straight to SD card, or you can run it right into a DAW. Yeah, I haven't even used this to like the potential of which it can do. And when I was doing this, that was just messing with the onboard effects. But yeah, soon I'll make something notable using this that isn't just me listening to records being like, yeah, well, think about that record. It's weird. Funny thing about regional music is that it's bluegrass and or Christian from the 70s. Yes. Stating very obvious things about records. What's your GoPro problem, Tyler? And Josh, I don't know if you guys know Tyler. I feel like you guys should know each other if you didn't know each other, because the world's that small. I think both you guys are Brian Stephen King alumni also. Why did I drink this again? Ugh. No. Here's another thing I can do. You guys might like this. That's not right. Oh, it's still going. Let's see how that works. Let's turn that back down. Let's do this up. Oh, right. I'm an idiot. You guys. This is what my brain feels like. You guys totally know each other. It's early, gentlemen. I'm a damn idiot. Leslie, hello. Josh, here's what I think happens when I look at people's names online. Like, I know you use Josh Newman, and then Tyler, and then you're also Tyler Newman, and then everything gets mixed up. That's all I can figure. That or I had a stroke. I probably had a stroke also, which is why I got the Apple Watch, so I don't die when I'm 40. So, Leslie, good morning. Let's go from lo-fi morning beats to Cyberdream. I'm just gonna go through all the things that YouTube suggests that I listen to. This one's particularly ridiculous and good because it is. I can't move the camera so you can see it, but maybe I can't. It's gonna mess everything up. But it's a picture of Bart Simpson as RoboCop, which is so obvious for chill wave, cyber, anything, but still a nice touch. 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 All right, so your identity is kind of an enigma. What are you doing now, Josh? All right, Tyler. Your chest mount and the case makes a very terrible rubbing noise when I move. Maybe I need an external mic. I would say yes, you do need an external mic. What I would do is I would get a lav, probably. Or, yeah, you know what I would do? I would get a lav, and I would get a baseball cap, and I would put the lav on the baseball cap. Boom. There you go. Problem solved. Good morning, Karen. Speaking of Radio Free Roanoke and podcast things and whatever else, I'm on a very lovely podcast with Karen Jones. Our Voices, Our Community, which is now on Radio Free Roanoke as well. So all the things are like powering up, which is great. James, good morning. James was one of my buddies dating back to elementary school. Very, very powerful batter back in the little leagues. We used to play baseball. Andy, good morning. Lapel mic, Tyler, is, I don't know. Google will know. Lapel, Lepel. You'll find it. It's easy. But basically, and I don't know what the setup for a GoPro is, but if there's a mic jack in it, figure out what you need. Tyler, Carlin, good morning. Sam, good morning. When you hook the mic into it, it'll basically just find one that's just a straight, solid line. So you hook the mic into the GoPro, put it on the hat, and still keep the chest mount, whatever. You're going to look like a cyborg, but it'll be cool. It's for our benefit, really. People watching your YouTube videos. So we have two Tylers on here now. So if I say Tyler C, you know who you are. What else, guys? I don't know. What are we complaining about? Jobs, people. Oh, Radio Free Roanoke. My friend JP is watching, although he's not letting me know he's watching, which is curious. Look at this. It's always weird. This is the weird thing about the future. It's like I'm watching myself. Whoa. I'm watching myself in real time, right? On this thing, talking to you guys. But also then you get pictures of yourself in real time from other people who are watching you. Pretty meta. John Reburn, good morning. John, I really, 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 really want that Natural Bridge photo. So if you set it aside, you'll make my year. Thing of beauty. John Reburn, if you guys don't know, Appalachian Press also has a shop at Black Dog, which he curates curiosities from all over the Southeast. And it's a really problem for me because 9 times out of 10, the things he finds, I'm like, I would like that, please. I will buy that from you. Thank you for putting the internet, because I didn't know that existed, and now I do, and now that's what I'm going to use all my food money for. But if you have the same taste, and by taste I mean good taste, that I do, you should check out his stuff. Go check out his shop at Black Dog and buy everything there so I don't buy it. It doesn't even have a chance. Most of the time, thanks, John, most of the time it doesn't even have a chance to get into the store because of Facebook, because I see it on Facebook, and then I'm like, please just put that in my pile and my hold stack, and I'll come get it this week. Speaking of John, when are you gonna be back in town so that I can get the new stuff from you and pay for it and have lunch and have good times and rejoinders? You don't have to tell me on this thing. You can tell me later. I used to have this like thing where I would limit the amount of time I would be on these shows because, you know, I had a job or whatever else. And so now I don't really have that. It used to be, it was based on how long it would take me to drink a sparkling water or a coffee or whatever else. But today, we can do whatever. John, I have lunch plans today, but I don't have after lunch plans or dinner plans, and it is Tuesday night. And for those of you who don't know about Tuesday night at Coach of Four, in Roanoke, Virginia, you are missing out. It is senior sex night. It is where all the old ladies and old gentlemen get together and try to figure out who can still ring each other's bell. That is a quote from a lady from one of the many magical times we were there. So if you guys are in town this evening in Roanoke, Virginia, go to Coach and 4. Check it out. I need to just set this with the spam mail, because I think that's where it belongs. Oh. Here's another thing that happens when people know you well. All of my Christmas ornaments, and yes, I had my tree up till just recently, and it just recently fell over, so I took all the ornaments off of it. People buy you ornaments all the time because it's hard to buy gifts for people, but also very easy if you know someone. So here's a Gizmo ornament. Brian gave me a basket case ornament, which is fantastic. Trip Cook gave me some wonderful, like, you know how you have the ball things that hang on Christmas trees. He gave me a bunch of those, but they're mad balls. Incredible. Good morning, Cecil. Hope you're well. Yeah, I don't know what else I got. You guys ready for different music? Who's still there? Different music? This is kind of, I don't know, it's fine. Oh, speaking of another very specific genre of music, here are Samurai Japanese lo-fi hip-hop mix. You guys be the judge. Although at first I thought this was going to be a really ridiculous genre, and the more I think about it, this is a very obvious. Eduardo, good morning, buddy. I'm looking forward to you being in Roanoke. Samurai beats, I guess, aren't really that ridiculous if you think about it. There's that sort of Wu-Tang Clan has been a thing for like more than 25 years now, so I'm sure that's just a very particular offshoot of that. And then there was that cartoon also that RZA did all the music for. Not Samurai Jack, but the Adult Swim one. I don't know anymore. I forgot that Tyler and Josh knew each other earlier, and even though that's how I met Tyler, and here's the thing, guys. I think this is what happens. A word of warning to anyone who's thinking about having children. Children take all your sleep away, and then with your sleep goes all of your ability to remember anything long-term or short-term. I think like a Saturday night, a kid woke me up. Of the 4 kids between me and Jessica, a child woke me up probably every hour. So, yeah. Old age is totally getting me. Samurai Champloo, yeah, that was a good one. That was sort of the Cowboy Bebop follow-up. Space jazz and space hip-hop, as it were. This isn't bad. I'm waiting for another, like, ridiculous suggestion of music. Afro Samurai, that was it, Josh. Yes, good call. There's another mix that's suggesting this. Rainy Days in Tokyo, which I've never been to Tokyo, so I can't attest for. God, I'm gonna drink this. What would you call that? What is this? Pamplemousse? Pamplemouse? Pimple Mouse? By LaCroix? For all you AMSR assholes out there. Can we talk about that for a minute? Just stop. I know, I'm sure. Good morning, Carter. I'm sure that AMSR is a thing for some people. I don't doubt it. God, the proliferation of it. And like, there's a channel that I love. It's a guy who restores paintings, and he does a really amazing job of restoring paintings. And it's interesting, he talks some about him. Or you can watch the AMSR version, which, like, you don't need to watch an AMSR version of someone restoring a painting. That's on you. Like, the internet is proliferated with things to make you feel weird and alive. If that's what you need, go do that. Don't ruin my painting restoration videos, because I want to hear what he's talking about. I need to know, like, why did you use this kind of glue? Why is this solvent for that? Whatever else. I need to know the interesting parts. I don't need it existing so you can be like, oh. maybe that's a really specific fetish, like the things have to be old in order for that like to work for those certain ASMR people, like JP, were like, oh man, he's using like a $200 brush to get the thing off the 500-year-old painting. No sir, no sir. Speaking of things that make life easier rather than harder, or I guess it's the opposite of what I was talking about. I just did this the other day. I think in part because I'm lazy, but also like it's sort of like keeping your underwear in your drawer in your bedroom. Like sometimes you need your underwear in your bedroom, but most times you need your underwear in your bathroom because that's where you shower. So why don't you keep your underwear in there? And I started doing the same thing. I'm like, why do I keep my cutlery in a drawer on the other side of the kitchen when I can just put it in a jar and put it on my table where I need it? And then no one has to get up or like set the table or whatever else. Time-saving tips, guys. Life hacks, as it were. All right, time for Pimple Mouth. It's fine. I don't mind. Wait, Tyler, you didn't like Pimple Mouth? Or just you don't like LaCroix in general? Also, as someone who gets like frequent kidney stones, I need to be drinking stuff like that and not stuff like that disgusting Coke all the time. Because that's how I avoid kidney stones. And Carter Fitzpatrick, if you're there, hello again. I got an ultrasound the other day for my kidney stones, and your wonderful son was the radiologist on it. I didn't know that. I didn't get to like talk to him, but I got the report back, and it was done by Fielding. So that was a nice touch. Ooh. Life hack. What else we got going on? Will life hacks. It wouldn't take very long. Like all my life hacks. So Tyler's idea was that I start a YouTube channel where I walk around my house and talk about all my life hacks, and really I only have like 2. It was the underwear in the bathroom and keeping my cutlery and mason jars on my table. Everything else would be I don't know. It's the opposite of hacked. It's a mess. My house is a mess. That's why you guys get to look at this. And even looking this way, you can tell kind of what a mess my house is. Like there's a Cabbage Patch doll on top of a Star Wars hoodie that's on top of an elliptical machine adjacent to my dining room table. So here's the thing I like worry about. Yeah, there's probably more weird stuff that maybe just seem normal to me. Yeah, I started buying well, so here's the thing. For the most part, I buy clothes that will forever match, because that's another thing that like drives me crazy, like absolutely crazy. It's like my daughter has, because she's a girl and people buy girls pink stuff all the time. She had, when she was young, like 400,000 like pink things, and so my cat has been in the bathtub with a wet head. She had like 400,000 pink outfits, and you would think by having so many pink outfits they would all match, but the problem is none of them actually match each other. There's like more kind of rose pink, and there's more kind of magenta pink, and it's all over the spectrum, and it would drive me crazy trying to get her clothes to match. It made me like, seriously, it would give me like anxiety attacks, just being like, why can't this pink thing match this pink thing? It was like nothing ever matches. And it didn't. Socks are even worse. God. Man, if you ever want to give someone a panic attack that went to art school, just give them a bunch of stuff that doesn't match. Hello, Angel. Hello, Chad. Yeah. And of course, you know, I know the thing about the socks, and so what I should do, especially with kids' socks, here's a life hack. Get rid of all your kids' socks and just buy 200 of the same socks at one time. And then just do that. Because otherwise, you're going to do what I did the other day, which, God bless my daughter. My daughter loved Captain Marvel, which is good. I think it was a pretty good movie. Pretty good one for girls. But so I bought her Captain Marvel socks. But the problem with Captain Marvel socks is this sock is only ever going to match this sock. And inevitably one of them's going to get lost. Or there's going to end up in a drawer with like 1,500 other socks. None of which like look the same. And I'm going to have a panic attack because I can't find matching socks for my daughter. Not that anyone cares other than me. But a whole scenario plays out in my head where if, you know, her socks don't match, then Trump's going to win the 2020 election. And, you know how it goes. It's not a rational thing. It's one of those like borderline OCD things that happens where I don't know if it's nature or nurture from going to art school, having gone to art school, in conjunction with just the genetic makeup of my brain, being fixated on color and tone. Oh, Apple Watch is telling me something. I'm getting a request to do live streaming on something other than Facebook Live for my friend Bo. To which I'd say get on Facebook. Yeah, Tyler, I'm with you. Black socks are great. I started doing anything which was very stupid as I also started trying out different types of boot socks because I find those really make me happy in terms of like the way they make my feet feel and whatever else. But like most boot socks are different. Like some are like this like extreme like winter thickness that like, you know, it's like walking around with like wool pillows on your feet, which is awesome during the winter, but it's impossible to match it to any other sock except that one. So therein lies that same problem. Fortunately, all those socks, any kind of like extreme anything sock looks so stupid that it's next to impossible to get it mixed up with another sock, or that like it's always going to match that other sock and you'll be able to see it from space because they look so dumb. What? I haven't done this in a while, so I'm going to mess with some buttons. See what's happening. Oh, here we go. All right. I can look at my viewers now in here. Well, it says there's 5 viewers, but then when I go to look at you 5 viewers, there's 3 of you? I don't know. Do you guys remember when this thing first happened and I started using it by accident? And I would have like 200 random ass viewers from all over the world? That was a weird thing. That was a weird time in my life. Recently separated. Just like in my office, like waiting on work. Or avoiding work. What else, guys? Tyler, are you at work right now? I'm going to switch now from another very specific genre of beats to classroom sunset lo-fi hip-hop beats. Which I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure what the difference between sunset, classroom, lo-fi beats are and just the studying lo-fi beats. Tyler sent me a picture on Facebook Messenger. Another weird, like I love it. Thank you for sending this. It's always weird to see your human face somewhere else in the world. I don't think I'll ever quite get over that. I will say this about this genre of electronic beat making. I mean, these people definitely aren't using samplers and probably aren't. They might be sampling records. But whatever the case is, they do a very good job of getting tone color right. It's not something that people often do. I don't know how to show you guys my setup. So maybe I can do this. On my cracked phone screen. So we got a iPad Pro with a little wide angle guy on it right there. There's the Zoom. There's these mics with the little pop guard. And there's my laptopy. I'm rocking two screens, but they're not together. Roberto, hello. I totally believe that AI makes all those beat channels. In fact, I would like it more if it did. Brian, Stephen King, we were just mentioning you earlier. Good morning again. Brian, Tyler, and Josh were both on here, I think, which are both your students as well. You know what? I like if AI makes all these things, I'm really happy about that. That makes me very happy. And they just come up with random ass, like, rainy day in Tokyo at sunset in 2017 mix. The hard thing about this, again, is it all ends up being Muzak, right? And I'm a little hard pressed to find something that maybe is better. That's the word. Not the word, if that's the thing I'm looking for. A better sort of sound over which to talk and do this kind of nonsense. Because, like, I love a lot of music, but most of it's not good for talking over. Why don't we just cut out the middleman? And go straight for Muzak. Ooh. I think this is an album. Mall, Muzak, Mall of 1974. Tyler, I support you giving your intern all your work to do this. This is much more important. In fact, this is what's gonna, like, send you into that next level where you get so creative from watching this that one day you'll own the company and burn it to the ground. Roberto, I would love to pop a CD in, but my laptop doesn't have a CD thing on it anymore. Oh, I should look into MallSoft. I'll do it right now, Josh. Oh yeah, Vaporwave. This had a very special place in my heart for a few years. A little while back. 10 years back now? Yeah, when did all this chillwave stuff start? I feel like Ariel Pink. When did I Wait for Kate came out? Like 2003? I feel like that was the first time I was, like, very aware of people intentionally making things that sounded like this. Yes. I will say this. Part of what this music brings back, which I think is a sorely... a sorely misjudged genre is fusion. Like, a lot of fusion sucks, and a lot of people like make fusion when they're kind of wanky at learning guitar at first or whatever else. But like, there's a moment in the late 70s and 80s where, like, man, there's some like killers playing the crap out of fusion. Does that sound a little bit like an 80s porno, Tyler? I think, though, that, like, it's like I was saying earlier, everyone thinks that what they were listening to when they were 14 is the best. And so, like, this sound, whether, depending on what film you were watching in the 80s, Tyler, sounds like what happens when you are listening to music through a tiny speaker on your television by way of a VHS tape. I mean, there's definitely a fidelity to, an intentional fidelity to all this music that's supposed to make you remember that feeling. Being in the lobby of a movie store, video rental place, or whatever else with just like crappy speakers in the ceiling and all that kind of good stuff. Oh, here we go. Japanese city pop. Japanese city pop. Funk summer chill mix. Jennifer, hello. Katie, hello. This is what I'm talking about with fusion, though. It's a lost art. Especially, this magic thing happens when you take music from America or wherever and send it over to Japan, because it gets like really highly synthesized and processed through this like machine that like really does a good job of replicating something but making it so much tighter. Yeah, the 80s were complicated, Tyler. So you grew up poor in the 90s, which means you lived like a middle-class kid in the 80s. Yeah, I was I don't know if I was poor in the 80s. I mean, we definitely started poor, but I was too young to like really understand what that meant. My dad was a chicken farmer, or not a chicken farmer, but he managed a chicken farm when I was a kid, and then he worked for Valleydale. Oh, I've listened to this before. By the way, spoiler alert, guys, next up is 80s Japanese fusion summer mix. Oh, how could someone not love this? I'm not even going to do anything for a little while. I'm just going to let you guys listen to how good this is. Can you imagine waking up on like a plane that was made of glass and this was playing? That's my mental image for you guys for this. Just flying over the beach. No clouds, like middle of summer. Ugh. If any of you out there watching wants to send me to Japan for anything, I'll go. I'll live stream every day for you. Do whatever you need. Just give me to Japan. Give me this like on repeat. What I'd like at some point is, so you know, you have the Apple Watch. What I'd like is to have the Apple Watch be feeding music into, you know, it's monitoring my heart rate and all my whatever, my oxygen levels and blah blah blah. I'd like for it to feed into sort of like headphones or like not headphones but hearing aids, so I could still hear what was going on around me. But like depending on what my Apple Watch thought my mood was, it's like I'm at work and I'm like, or whatever, I'm like in a tense situation, or maybe I'm like somewhere to text by GPS. It's like a really amazing like sunset or whatever, and then suddenly it kicks in like. Just starts scoring my life in this like magic way. So perfect. Carrie, good morning. So people like to try this in real life, but I don't think they try it enough. Like at weddings, you know, you have musical cues for everything, graduation. There's times where people like do very intentional musical accompaniment to things. But I think you could go a step further, or you should go a step further, and have those things happen all the time. It might get to be old news, but everybody's been in the grocery store, for example, had a very specific thing happen where they went, oh my god, like, this song came on at just the right time. Makes the world feel like twice as magic. And is it just me that feels like this is the greatest sound on earth? Josh, Tyler? I think it's perfect. 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 Maybe that's what I'm gonna do the rest of the day. Clean my house, listen to this. Gonna give that a like. Next up is the 80s Fusion Summer Mix. Oh. I've listened to this one before. Utica is the name of this group. This is good too. Oh, guys, I don't know if I have anything else today that's remotely exciting. I had to drive a very old car back from Florida recently that I bought. And so when I went, I stopped at Lowe's on the way to get a few things, just in case. Like a little toolkit, you know, some duct tape, all the things you need in case your car, like, has problems along the way. Because I couldn't take them on the plane when I went down there. And then this was like their, it's a safety knife. So like, I don't know if you can see this. It's got this little tip on the end for in case you're like, you have to break out like a car window, or if you're stuck in whatever, it's for shattering safety glass. It's got this like amazing, if I can get it open, like spring blade, and then it has the like the little serrated edge in case you have to cut through a seatbelt or whatever. Not that like I'll ever be in like an EMS like emergency car situation, but it was just such a perfectly well designed knife for any kind of car emergency that I was like, I can't not buy this. But now it's not even in my car, so it tells you how like deep down worried I am about that. It's mostly just buying about it. It's mostly about buying a cool knife, I'm being honest. There is a lo-fi jazz hop mix just called Cowboy Bebop. Obviously. I really think this is like the magic of most Grand Theft Auto games also. Because at some point, if you've played one Grand Theft Auto game, you've played most of them. Up until 360. There was like the very early, version where it's like the top-down view is more like an arcade-style game. And then it's the Grand Theft Auto that everyone knew during the 2000s, which they had like 1,500 variations, and I think part of the success of all this 1,500 variations was the music in them, or the ability to cycle through the music. And they really hit pay dirt when they did the Vice one that took place in the 80s in like Miami, and then like bounced over to the West Coast to do the gangster rap version in California. San Andreas, I think, yeah. Play the crap out of that game. What do you guys think? I'm getting bugged about how I should be streaming this to other places than Facebook Live, like Twitch or YouTube. I don't think people, at least in my circles anyways, and I could be wrong, you guys are my two viewers right now. Matt, good morning. I don't think people, for what I'm doing, are as inclined to like hop over to Twitch to see me just talk about the flavors of LaCroix that I'm drinking this morning, and or the spam mail that I'm getting. Seems very specific. I had high hopes for Twitch. Like, I thought Twitch was gonna evolve into something more than just gaming. It started with gaming for sure, but I really kind of, in my dream of dreams, it was like everyone was gonna have their own television station. And it was gonna be game shows and whatever crazy things that people came up with, but no one came up with anything crazy. And it made me a little sad, I think, that it just defaulted to the most basic stuff. And it's like, hey, this is Blue Knob 347, and today I'm just gonna try to beat Diablo with I'm gonna go on the crucial White Plane, symbol run. Thanks for tipping. Oh yeah, okay. Pay me $1 and I'll say this wacky thing. Okay, cool. Like, that's so boring. It's always so boring. And I think that's like, I play a lot of video games, and I think the reason I don't like play video games and talk is because, I don't know, just do one or the other. Unless you're like really good at talking and playing video games at the same time, which most people aren't. Yeah. And Matt, I'm not far behind that 50-year-old set either. So I don't think it's like me being like, hey guys, you check out my cool new TikTok video? Like, you're straight into like being like, trying to like, not aging well dad. I mean, I'm 39, I'm gonna be 39. I got 2 kids. I think the new methods of streaming may have eluded me. And I think that's fine. Because I won't have an audience there. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe I will do the talk show on Twitch. Here's the text I'm getting from my friends who can't watch this thing right now. JP says, actually, Bo is making sense. Like, why do a live show for your friends when you can do a live show for the world? And why do a live show for your friends, but not your friends' friends? Also, why not do MMA with your BFF? JP, if you're listening and watching this, I will address those right now. So, doing this in a closed circle, for example, on Facebook allows me to do things like show the spam mail I get, and not me worrying about people, like trying to steal my identity or doxing me or whatever else. Or, I'm pretty safe to say, I know, Matt, you're so right about going cable access. I've thought about this. And what I really want to do, Matt, is do a good morning, Jessica. Hello, I love you. What I really want to do in cable access is do a sitcom or some kind of drama TV show. So just basically like a one camera, one act play each week of like catching up with the, whatevers. Like Martin, but live on cable access. What was I saying? JP's thing, yeah. So why keep this on a closed group on Facebook? It's good because then you have control over where it goes. I don't know, not that I would ever say anything like super offensive or like that could be taken the wrong way or whatever, but it's just better that way. And then I can talk with my friends, which is really why I do anything. It's why I make movies, it's why I make music and whatever else. I like it because I made those things with my friends. Like, it's not always like great, but like it is a thing where I enjoy this more because I don't have to, I can have a conversation with people and say a certain thing, and it's understood that when I'm like, oh, ministry, and when I was 14 or whatever, most of you guys know that like I was like way too an industrial when I was like 14 or whatever. I don't have to like over explain anything or like dumb things down or change what I'm doing for an audience. And so like it's easier that way when I keep it just on friends on Facebook. And also YouTube is like, I'm just basing this in the comments, which you should never read. But like YouTube's kind of a cesspool. Like I don't want to deal with those people. I want to deal with like, MAGA wearing, white supremacists, which seem to be most of what YouTube is now. Yeah, we'll look into, if anybody knows anything about cable access. I got a month to like put one thing together, like a will project, a very will project. I think that might be a good thing. I think you have to take like a class. Yeah, you can totally disable comments on your videos, Tyler, but why? But this is like the whole reason this works is because I'm like talking back and forth with you guys. We get to have a dialogue, we get to connect. I can do this in response to things people say. If I can't see what they're saying, then what's the point? It might as well just be a video. I might as well just upload a video instead of doing a live thing. It goes back to what we were talking to, whether you should like message someone, email them, call them, text them, whatever else. The interactive part of this is the fun for me, anyways. But also Twitch, like, I don't know. Twitch just seems like a pain. Maybe it's just because I don't understand the interface as well as I do this. So yeah, live streaming is easy on YouTube, Tyler, but it is what it is, man. My buddy Bo is just being sour grapes because he thinks he's above social media, although he loves Twitter and a bunch of other nonsense things, so whatever. Dude can get a secret Facebook account. It's easier than me like starting a Twitch channel. I think if I did, you know what? And I think you're, Matt, back to your point, whether it's Will's World or whatever, a late night show on public access is the ticket, I think, with guests and bands and all that kind of good stuff. I need a better writer. I need a joke writer for my opening monologue. But other than that, I think it's possible. And I could basically do all the things that I do on the radio show anyways, but with people. We'd listen to segments where we'd listen to random records and whatever else. My plan for when I run for mayor, guys, in 2020 is that I'm going to campaign on the platform that I will have a public access late night show in which if you want to complain about the city or want something, whatever, you get to come be a guest on the show and talk about it. And also it'd showcase local talent. Like I said, you have bands, whatever else. I think one of the things that I would change about Elmwood Park and the way that it operates is like it's not just a playground for like that dude JD to like book country bands that only people outside of Roanoke care about and then book his own band with it. I think like it would be an avenue by which to showcase a lot of local talent. So, if you want to play here and you're REO Speedwagon or whatever, we're going to book local talent that's comparable and that makes sense with REO Speedwagon to open for you. That's what I'd do if I was mayor. Entertainment mayor. See how my body language changed when I'm like, I have opinions about the way people book things. I don't know anything, guys. I do know this. This is so good. That's the sound of the summer. Speaking of, it's always weird when you get sick during the summer. I've been sick the last couple days, and I woke up at midnight last night, like drenched in sweat, and then when I slept like 8 more hours after that, so probably like 10 hours total. And when I woke up this morning, I felt great, and so I think feeling great is making this sound even like better. Or maybe it's just highlighting how I feel this morning.
Magical Mystery Mix.
Wow. I didn't do that. I didn't go Magical Mystery Mix. Alright, here's the thing I'm going to do for a minute. I'm going to play with some of these effects. Because I actually haven't gone through. I'm going to set them all basically back to the default. I haven't really gone through a lot of the effects on here. Some of them are obvious. Here we go. Hall, which I assume is just I have to turn them up. Yeah, basic reverb. This is what I would sound like in a hall. This is what I would sound like in a different hall. Hall number 2. Similarly, I'm in room 1 right now. Room 2 would sound like this. It's a shorter room with a little bit of like slap back. If you can hear that. Let me see if I can do this. Oh, boop, boop. This is what a room would sound like that's made out of plates. I'm guessing by the pitch of this, they are ceramic dinner plates. Here's what I would sound like speaking to you in church. I love the names that they give different reverb settings. Because, I mean, they're sort of right, but this should be cathedral. Because that's what that sounds like. This is drum ambience. So I guess this is like I don't know, a slap. Oh, something for drums. Oh, here's a good one. Gated reverb. This is that's the I can feel it coming in the air tonight sound. It's what everything sounded like for a while during the 80s. Like, here's that Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation. That was discovered by accident when someone left so what they have in recording studios is they have a mic in there so you can hear, like a room mic, so you can hear the musicians talk back and forth from the other side of the booth. Someone left that on and they discovered gated reverb, and then it was the sound of everything forever. This one is spring. I don't think it's meant to sound like spring. I just think that it's a spring back. Let's see. Yeah. Hear that? Oh, you know what actually it is? Early reverb is springs placed on like a sheet with a contact mic in it. So that's literally like what? Hear that kind of crackle? What early stuff sounded like. Hello, Lee. We're going through different effects on this board that I have. Oh, here's a delay. This is a classic digital delay. Where everything sounds great, but repeats forever. Here's my favorite thing you can do with digital delay. You can mess with the time, like this, and then you can tell it to go on forever. Classic digital delay. Let me get these back to default setting. All right. And then the analog. Analog is just like the regular digital. It's just, I think it's a little bit warmer. Do you hear how it decays as it keeps going? It gets softer. Classic. I don't know what this one is. It says P delay. Panning delay. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Laura. Yeah, I guess this is panning. You can hear it. Well, you guys can't hear it. You guys can't hear it because it's in mono, but it's going panning. A vocal 1. Here's what one vocal sounds like. I guess this is the classic one vocal setting if you're singing. If you're starting out, I Will Always Love You by Dolly Parton as sung by Whitney Houston. Vocal 2. I don't know what vocal 2 means. I mean, it's doing something. I think it's so you can hear yourself if you're singing, or you can better hear yourself when you're singing. It's hard. So if I take these off, it's hard for people to hear what their voice sounds like when you're recording music, when you're doing podcasts, whatever else. You have these on, and then you can hear yourself. But if you add a little bit of this, you can hear yourself even better. And for whatever reason, just that slight bit of delay helps you with tone control often when you're singing. So that's what I'm guessing vocal 2 is. Vocal 3. Hello. A little bit. Sounds more like a stereo version of some of the room reverbs. And vocal 4. Vocal 4 has a very weird slapback. I don't know if you guys can hear what that's like, but it's... It's for making Aphex Twin songs. It's for making Aphex Twin songs. So those are all the things. Oh, I don't know. I think it's maybe all I got this morning, guys. I've almost drank my Pample Mouse drink. Pimple Mouse. We've been going a hot minute. I don't know how long this has been going, but probably well over an hour. Well, folks, maybe that's it. Maybe that is it for today. And with that, man, that's not what I wanted. Hang on, let me make this really special for the end. Do I have? Should we do? I don't want vocal 4. I want to sound like I'm in a church. in a church. In a church. A cathedral, actually. Piano, music. Oh. Here we go. This is going to screw up the algorithm, but whatever. All right, guys. What did we learn on today's show? We learned that spam ruins everything. Even your home and the authenticity of your friends and neighbors. We learned that Feisty Cherry Diet Coke tastes like old wine mixed up with Diet Coke and a little bit of spit. That while I've never eaten a pimple mouse in real life, they sure taste good when you seltzer them up. We learned that if you're too old for new forms of streaming, just go way back. And so we're going to do cable access. We learned that sometimes gifts are spam, but sometimes when you make them specific enough, the right gift is the perfect one. We learned that I forgot that Josh and Tyler worked together, even though that's how I met Tyler. Life's weird like that. Time speeds up and slows down. And reminds you that you can never quite be sure of anything. We also learned today that I should probably write down a number of themes before I just get on here and ramble. And with that, guys, I hope you have a lovely afternoon, lunch, whatever you're going to do next. And we'll see you back real soon. Real soon. So soon. So very, 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 very soon. So completely, absolutely